Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. Now today we're going to be taking a detailed look at this gorgeous little Golf GTI, Mark 1 Golf GTI from Scalextric. We're going to take our usual detailed look at it, then we're going to run it around the track, give you our thoughts and then test it against all the other cars we've tested so far on the track and see what lap time it can perform. Let's take a detailed look. What a cute little model this is. Now I wanted to go for this one because it was a road car rather than in racing livery, so I quite liked that, and obviously everyone loves a Golf GTI. I think they've done quite a good job of this. There's a few things, I mean I'm not a Golf expert and I'm not a GTI expert, but there's a few things I can point out that I don't think are quite correct. For example, I don't think the door handles were ever silver, I think they were always black, and I think it would have had a rear wiper. But I could be wrong, maybe this is actually depicting, maybe that registration plate is depicting an actual car, and perhaps the very, very early ones weren't like that. Strange choice that they didn't go for the Pirelli alloys as well, but again, maybe that's to do with it being an early car or something like that. And again, on the front grille there, we don't have the red strike lines that went around that front grille. But I think it looks fantastic though, I really like it, which is why I got it. Nicely detailed, love the badges on the back there, rear lights look really good. Fuel fill around there on the right hand side there. It's right hand drive as well, which is nice to see. It's a shame the wiper is bent outwards, the driver's side wiper isn't actually touching the screen, that's a little bit of a shame. But other than that, I really like it. I think it's going to be a laugh on the track. I think it's going to be quite interesting because it's very narrow and quite tall. So we'll find that out soon enough. But let's take a look at the underside. This thing is narrow. Those tyres are only 6.5mm wide. This really could be quite interesting on the track. And in actual fact, the chassis from there to there is only 33mm wide. So they've really crammed in quite a lot on what is a very narrow car. So we'll soon find out what that translates to in terms of performance on the track. We can see though, I love that as well, look how they've put Golf in there, really nicely cut out, I like that. We can see we've got an inline motor, in fact they've used that for ventilation for the motor, haven't they? So yeah, inline motor, magnet in there, stretching nearly that whole width for the chassis. Our tiny 6.5mm wide treaded tyres. We've got the removable section here to convert it to digital. Amazing they managed to fit that in such a narrow chassis as well. And then our standard Scalextric guide system. Yeah, a lot crammed in there in a really narrow car. Let's take a look on the inside. Had to be really careful getting this one apart. I got all the screws out from all the body mounts, and it really didn't want to actually come apart. And when it did sort of pop apart, it kind of pulled these lighting circuits up and out with it, so you've got to be careful if you were to take this one apart. It's a little bit fiddly, but yeah, as I mentioned, we've got lighting circuit boards there, all attached to the chassis, which is nice. You don't have floating wires over to the body, that's quite nice. Body mounting posts here onto there and there. Inline motor, that's positioned slightly at an angle downwards towards the back within the chassis. We've got plastic bushes that clip in, plastic gears, magnet there, quite a large magnet. Nowhere else that magnet can go, there's literally no more room for it, so it's there or nowhere. This is our quick fit for digital, so that'll pop out, it's unscrewed from the bottom, and then you can just literally plug in the Scalextric digital, nice and easy. Front lighting circuit board. Front axle is just on, just holes through the front of the axle. There's no bushes there at all. Very simple. Nice to see some ridges in the chassis there to strengthen it up a bit. It'll probably need that for that magnet, otherwise it'll pull the chassis down. But yeah, very simple, but not that simple because that's a really small chassis to fit all that in. Becoming even tighter to get the digital in there. Underside of the body, this is much thicker plastic than what we see on other things. That's what you would expect with Scalextric. They're kind of expecting them to be crashed into things more than some of the more sort of hobby grade stuff. Nice big bumpers on there. We like the spats that you get with the GTI. Interior is clipped in here and here, so whoops. So you could pull that out if you needed to, I suspect. And then we've got these two posts here which will go down onto these bushes here to stop them trying to push themselves out once that's all screwed together. Yeah, fairly simple, but made more difficult because it is a tight chassis there. So let's get it screwed back together and try it on the track, give you my thoughts, and then after that we'll give it some timed laps and see where it falls on the lap time leaderboard. Well, that was entertaining. Performed better than I thought it would do, actually. It's pretty quick. I always find out with Scalextric stuff, even though they're really stuck to the track with magnets, the motors don't feel strained. They're obviously set up for it, they're probably geared for it, and it works. This is a good fun car. It's very robust. There's not much that's going to break off. You're probably going to lose the mirrors quite quickly, kids will. But other than that, there's not a lot more that's going to fall off that car. It's going to take a few impacts really well. It was a bit top heavy, toppled over a bit on this this corner just here. As I came into it, did that 3 times. But I like it. It goes well, performs well. I like the fact that the headlights are a yellowy colour. They're not bright white, which is what you would expect of a car of this age. Yeah, nice car. Let's see where it falls on that lap time leaderboard. I think it might be quite surprising for what it is. Let's find out. We're getting some good performance on the track lately. Last week we had the Mazda 767B from Slotted that got to second. Probably could have been first with a least very small amount of fine tuning. This has just gone 3.96, puts it third. So ahead of that Ninko Supra, which was at the top for so long. And yeah, what a surprise, eh? From those skinny little tyres, this car gets that fast around the track. I mean, obviously the magnet's making a big difference to that and really helping the car around the track. Had 2 offs. They were all on this corner just here, always coming out of it, just on the power too soon, and caused it to come off. But yeah, what a great little car, eh? Looks really good. It's going to look good sitting on the track or just somewhere on display or going around the track. And look at that guy in there with his little suit on. Look. I don't know if you can see that very well in there. Looks quite tall, doesn't he? But yeah, great little car. As we know, Scalextric cars aren't that expensive. There's a few quality issues. That wiper, not ideal. The paint finish isn't the best in the world, but it's not the most expensive, is it? I'm quite pleased with it. I think it's a good buy. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.